Cooper scored 28 points as number 1 Duke overcame injuries to star Cooper Flagg and Malik Brown to beat Georgia Tech on Thursday, 78-70, and advance to the ACC Tournament semifinals. Isaiah Ayrton scored 14 points on 4 three-pointers, and Kamin Malak added 14 points and 9 rebounds for the Blue Devils, who have won 9 straight. Flagg appeared to land awkwardly on Bandongo's foot as he came down with a rebound late in the first half. The ACC Player of the Year retreated to the Duke bench and punched a seat in frustration. After being helped to the locker room, Flagg returned to the Duke bench in the second half without a boot on his foot. He did not return to the game. Duke coach Jon Scheyer says it's a real long shot that the injured Flagg will be able to play in the semifinals. Brown went down with a shoulder injury in the first half. Duncan Powell led Georgia Tech with 24 points. Duke missed its first 13 shots from beyond the arc and fell behind 26-12, matching the season's largest deficit. They trailed 26-17 when Flagg left the game, but cut the lead to 5 at halftime. Duke pushed its lead to 7 early in the second half when Tyrese Proctor stole a pass and delivered a high-flying one-handed dunk in transition. Takeaways. Georgia Tech, the Yellow Jackets bench was outscored 21-6. Duke, the Blue Devils, showed they have some firepower without Flagg and Brown on the court. After missing its first 13 threes, Duke went 7 of 17 the rest of the way. Key moment. Cooper drove, scored and drew a foul for a three-point play with about 5 minutes left in the game to put Duke up by 11. Key stat. Georgia Tech was outscored 28-12 to start the second half. Up next. Georgia Tech can hope for a net bid. Duke will face the North Carolina Wake Forest winner on Friday. Reporting by the Associated Press. Will Cooper Flagg return in the ACC Tournament? Duke coach Jon Scheyer, it's not worth it. For the next week, Duke's Cooper Flagg will have the most talked about ankle sprain in sports. How quickly it heals is the difference between the Blue Devils entering the NCAA Tournament as the favorite to win the national title or as a number 1 seed vulnerable to an upset. Flagg suffered the ill-timed injury late in the first half of Duke's ACC Tournament quarterfinal win over Georgia Tech on Thursday. The celebrated freshman leapt for a rebound, landed awkwardly and crumpled to the floor, wincing in pain and grabbing his left ankle. When he could hardly put any weight on his left ankle walking to the Duke bench, Flagg buried his face in a towel and slammed his fist on a chair in frustration. He was helped off the court by 2 teammates and was taken for further examination by wheelchair. X-rays on Flagg's ankle were negative, Duke coach Jon Scheyer said, after his team rallied from a 14-point first-half deficit to secure a 78-70 victory. When asked if Flagg could play as soon as Friday against either North Carolina or Wake Forest, Scheyer told reporters in Charlotte it was a real long shot. "It's not worth it," Scheyer said. "It just isn't, he was swollen already. It's not about being ready to go tomorrow. That's not the most important thing for us. We've got to see if we can get him right for this run that we can make in the NCAA Tournament. So I would have to be really convinced that we should even consider if he can go tomorrow." Yahoo Fantasy Bracket Mayhem is back. Enter for a shot to win up to $50K. Credit Scheyer for wisely taking a cautious approach with his best player and for prioritizing getting Flagg as healthy as possible for the tournament that really matters. The truth is that Duke already has a number 1 seed in the NCAA Tournament, all but wrapped up. The Blue Devils have little to gain by taking a win-at-all-costs approach to the ACC Tournament. The disaster scenario is rushing Flagg back too quickly and risking re-injury. Hanging another ACC Tournament title banner at Cameron Indoor Stadium is not the goal for this Duke team. The Blue Devils are targeting the program's 6th national title and Scheyer's first since taking over for Mike Krzyzewski 3 years ago. Flagg wasn't even the first key Duke player to go down in Thursday's ACC Tournament opener. His injury came minutes after key reserve forward Malik Brown dislocated the same shoulder that cost him 4 of Duke's final 5 regular season games. Malik was in a lot of pain, Scheyer said. "He's at the hospital now. We'll figure out how he's doing. I'm going to try to figure out if I can go see him now." Before those injuries, Duke had hardly faced any adversity in weeks. The Blue Devils piled up a historic plus-minus 434 point scoring differential in ACC play this season. They clinched the outright ACC regular season title with last Saturday's victory over North Carolina, ascended to the top spot in the AP Top 25 2 days later, and remained on pace to secure a number 1 seed in the NCAA Tournament on Selection Sunday. To say that Flagg is key to Duke's title hopes is the ultimate understatement. He is the projected number 1 overall pick in this year's NBA draft and the favorite to become the 4th freshman ever to become college basketball's National Player of the Year. Flagg averages a team-high 19.4 points per game this season and leads Duke in nearly every other major statistical category. The offense will undoubtedly run through fellow Duke freshman and projected first-round pick Con Knuppel for as long as Flagg is hurt. Knuppel had a career-high 28 points and 8 assists on Thursday, showcasing the ability to hunt three-pointers or to make plays off the bounce for himself and others. Freshman big Patrick NBA and guard Isaiah Evans are also likely to see more playing time, with Flagg and Brown sidelined. Evans, in particular, was effective in the second half against Georgia Tech, scoring an efficient 14 points. Defensively, Duke will miss Flagg's activity off the ball the most. Fellow freshman Kuman Malawat provides adequate rim protection, but Flagg's shot-blocking instincts, competitiveness, and relentless motor will be hard to replace. While Flagg did not return to Thursday's game, he did walk back to the Duke bench during the second half under his own power and without a walking boot. Nothing easy, the Nike-sponsored warm-up shirt that he was wearing read. How apropos.